Welcome to centre court action, a women's match now underway. The crowd have just been introduced to the wonderful #1 seeded team from Australia, Maria Faye Artacho del Solar, and her partner, Taliqua Clancy. That is them on the right of screen. First set action, they are playing Jankar and Kotnik, the Slovenians. Good hustle. We've seen such difficult conditions here today in Manly Beach. Really warm. The sand, you can see, has been watered down. Really challenging the athletes. We've had an epic couple of men's semi-finals. This is now a quarter-final. The ladies battling it out to go through to the semi-finals of their competition. This is women's quarter-final action. The Australian girls in the green, Slovenia, the top of screen. Jankar and Kotnik. This is Taliqua Clancy teeing off on a jump serve. Well left, Faye in defence, sees it well. So underway. Of course, the winner of this goes through to the final four and their own opportunity to play a semi-final.
Big play by the Germans. Just rolling the ball over the top of the block, finding the vacant bit of court. Everybody reports it again. So number 2, Sandra Idlinger. Serve by Germany. Quarterfinal up at 3-all. Quarterfinal matchup. The winner of this through to tomorrow's Super Sunday semi-final.
Match early stages here, Slovenia versus Australia. Welcome to the broadcast wherever you're watching. Hope you're enjoying the live stream. Jonathan Fogarty is my name. It's a privilege to be joined by my friend Ben Abbott. Ben, it is really tough conditions out there, surely.
Yeah, absolutely, John. The heat is definitely getting to the players, especially this back end of the tournament. Things not only heating up on the court, but weather-wise, Manly really bringing the fun.
Absolutely. You see that the court has been wet down. Were you saying where the athletes, the sand was obviously getting really hot and really difficult to stand on, I'd imagine?
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of the time, if the court isn't watered down, you'll see players just kicking the sand around to try and find that cooler sand.
Absolutely. Just correct a mistake. It is actually the German combination. I apologise. It is Behrens in Idlinger. So this is Australia v Germany. The Germans in the yellow. So apologies for that error. It is Maria Faye Artacho del Solar. Taliqua Clancy up against the German combination. Behrens and Idlinger. I'll bring you a score update shortly, but two really good teams. They've been sitting back watching the men. Epic men's semi-final action. Ben, I don't know how you saw it, but gosh, there was no easy points out there, was there, today?
No, not at all. Both teams fighting mighty hard for those points, and that's what you expect from the World Tour. Everyone's putting everything they've got into each and every movement.
Some good serving. And a nice knuckleball or roll play. Not a lot of breeze coming across. Probably sometimes the breeze can really impact the game, but at this stage I think the ladies probably like a little bit of breeze to cool things down. There's just no respite from the heat, so the weather conditions you can see there, it's almost still out there. You've been down at court level, Ben. The breeze not really playing any factor in the game.
Not on centre court itself. A little bit of breeze outside of centre court, but quite a sheltered area right down there in the middle.
So the Germans, Behrens and Idlinger, sneaking one over a little dance. A dance of joy. So this is first set action. Combination from Germany in the quarterfinals of the women up against probably Australia's most fancy team right now. There's the scoreboard. Just confirming, obviously, the teams and the score. Oh, it's a nice hard-driven ball. It's a freakish athlete, Taliqua Clancy, isn't she, Ben? She's just really hard to read, really hard to stop. Hits the ball so high.
Yeah, absolutely. Gets up there nice and early. High reach, high snap. Very hard for the defense to make a move.
That ball right in the blocking zone. That just looked like it was going to sit up and be shut down by the blocking might of Taliqua Clancy. So we're going to change ends. Solid start. Germans, Behrens and Ittlinger up against Maria Fay Artacho del Solar and, of course, Taliqua Clancy. Kim Behrens is the number 1 and Sandra Ittlinger is the number 2. Just for you fans of German beach volleyball, I'm sure you know both these athletes well. 8-7 scoreboard in favour of the Aussies. Oh, that's a delightful rock shot. Her trouble shots are some of the best in the game.
Yeah, Taliqua Clancy's touch, like we say, she reaches high, she snaps high, and she has the finesse, both power and the placement of the ball.
This is M-Fay going back to serve. Of course, in this new combination, Taliqua doing all the blocking. Previously, he's played a lot of defence between or behind a different athlete in Lou Borden, but now she's seeing herself at the net having to do all the blocking and can execute that skill delightfully well as well. So, scoreboard now 9-8 in favour of the Aussies, and that's a beautiful play that backs up.
Roger that. Hailing originally from Queensland. Both of these
9 points apiece.
Understood.
Taliqua going back now, southern end of the beach. Here's a free ball opportunity, M-Fay. She set it up for T. No, it's going to have to be, well, an off-net play. Not really. Oh, that was a skill error then, surely.
Yeah, very, very rare error there for Maria Fay. Often putting that ball on the sand first time when she gets the chance. A little bit of lapse in concentration potentially, but she'll be surely to correct it on the next one.
She will. See, absolutely glistening with sweat, the girls. We've talked about it being really difficult conditions down there. It's a bit of a cauldron once they've put up the marquees and the stands. It has blocked off a lot of the natural airflow, so the ladies, although on an open beach, not getting much respite from the sea breeze that you normally get here at Manly. So the conditions really interesting. Scoreboard now, you can see a 10 apiece, 10 all score. This is Rio Olympian M-Fay, Maria Fay Artacho del Solar. Oh, it rolled along the net forever and then finally dropped out. We will go to the technical timeout with Australia with the merest of leads, 11-10. Australia leading Germany in the first set. Wow, nothing in this, a quarterfinal. Of course, the loser of this match takes a 5th place. The winner goes through to the semi-finals. We're going to throw down Randy Stoklos down on the sand. How you going, mate?
Well, it certainly still is hot out here for the girls, and they're just, both teams are figuring it out. And obviously Germany really trying to go and make some different type of tactical moves against the Australians right here. But Taliqua Clancy's really, really stepping up her game. Really is in fact, for me, one of the best women athletes playing the game to this day. And it's going to be very, very exciting to see here for the rest of the match.
Great to have 5-time world champion courtside. Thank you, Randy. He's going to catch us up with all the actions down there. It is, as we've said, difficult conditions. The Aussie girls in the green tops, they're up against Kim Behrens and Sandra Ittlinger. That's them in the yellow. Ittlinger in number 2, Behrens wearing the number 1. Hope you're enjoying the commentary and the coverage here from Manly Beach. The FIVB World Tour of Beach Volleyball Classic M-Fay defensive position. She gets one right on the net and then cleverly off the block and out. Ben, you're hating that as a blocker when you get tooled like that.
Oh, you find yourself often what you think might be the perfect position for a block, and yeah, they just swing it into quite a difficult angle, and yeah,
away it goes. You lose all control. You've had
no control
taken away from
That's
you.
It.
Question being asked by the German. Maybe she feels like she didn't really get a touch on that ball when she was blocking, but first referee Jake Passier is right there, best seat in the house. I think he's indicating, I feel the ball touched you. As a blocker, you mostly feel that you've touched the ball. Just when the net gets pushed up against you, sometimes you maybe don't get a feel on it, Ben.
Yeah, agreed. Sometimes that ball can even go through the net, and you can get that call against you. But yeah, like you say,
that's interesting. Maybe a bit of a square up from the volley gods. Taliqua called for a net touch violation. She looked nonplussed by that call. But anyway, it's a funny game. It levels up sometimes, doesn't it, mate?
Yeah, volleyball gods come into play sometimes, and there's a saying on the sand, the ball knows.
The ball does know. Let's see if Taliqua knows what to do with this one. She can't put it down hard, so good hustle, the German ladies. Opening the door again. Mfei, what can she do? The back set's going to give her an opportunity, but it's absolutely swatted down. Well, that's a nice play. The German ladies had a call that they didn't like, but they didn't lose their composure, and they went bang, bang, back-to-back points. So, interesting.
That shows the class of the athletes as well. You know, you get to this sort of level, and it's all about the composure and holding strong and playing it point by point, and the Germans clearly did quite well in that aspect there.
Absolutely. This is Behrens, I believe, the number one, going back to serve, so just can't quite land it. So again, the loser of this match is departed from the tournament, exited from the tournament. I guess they'll finish in a 5th place, which in a World Tour is a stunning achievement. I get the sense, Ben, neither of these ladies would settle for 5th place, however.
Oh, no, clearly not. Midway through this first set, and point for point, it's definitely a very, very big fight down there on the sand.
Yeah, absolutely. 13 all, folks. We play best of 3 sets. You win 2 sets, you win the match. The first team to 21 points with a 2-point margin gets to win the first set. They're working T. Clancy over a little bit on the serve, and she's come back hard, but they've popped it up. So nice pick up by Behrens, and the overpass this time. I guess when you've got arms as long as that, for the German girls, they've got to keep it compact. They've got to keep it on their side of the net, because Taliqua will pounce on anything that's there to be played at.
Yeah, absolutely. Caught it right there on the spot there. Taliqua all over that one. And sometimes you find setting up a ball, a little bit of space on the net, gives you options as an attacker.
Absolutely. So Mfei on this occasion serving deep down the line. Taliqua waits at the net. The roll shot's good. The defense is even better. Here's a winner. Surely Mfei, classic knuckleball play, and invites the crowd in to be part of it with her.
Maria Fei doing what she does best. Cheeky rainbow pokey to the back half metre of the court, getting the job done.
Absolutely stunning. Classic. She has such ability to find where the defence isn't. That'll be a 15-13 lead, I believe, 15-13 in favour of the Australians. So it's a nice lead. It's not a great lead, but gee, you only need to win by 2. If they go point by point from now on in, they win the first set. But I think there's a few twists and turns. Kim Behrens, so experienced. Sandra Idlinger coming back out on the court. Ball handed to Mfei. You can see the ears of Spiky there. So it's actually Australia leading 15-13 over Germany. We will correct that. Apologies for that. Brings up point number 14 for Germany. So Germany go back trailing by 1 at 14-15. Kim Behrens, Sandra Idlinger cleaning their glasses. We've seen a lot of this today, but there's been a lot of sunglass cleaning going on today.
You know, like we said, the athletes are working hard, throwing and stretching for every ball that they can, and occasionally the sunglasses do get in the way, come off, land in the sand, and quick touch up in between points can go a long way.
Happy days. It's certainly a lot of sweat, so we are ready to go again. First referee urging for play to continue. So Germany serving deep, way too deep. She's really given that a whack, so whatever she did to her sunglasses, I don't think it worked. So 16-14 now, the score in favour of the Australians. This is the combination of Maria Fei Artacho del Solar and Taliqua Clancy. This is Taliqua serving. Oh, and blocking as well. That's wonderful. Wonderful athleticism. Lady originally from Kingaroy in country Queensland, Ben, which is a place, to be fair, not known for producing world-class beach volleyballers.
No, not at all. It's slightly towards the countryside of Queensland up there, and yeah, early in her days got involved with the elite program, and clearly has not looked back.
Yeah, absolutely, and she's been an absolute delight to have playing beach volleyball. Many chapters yet to be written in the Taliqua Clancy beach volleyball story, I know. That's a wonderful play.
Absolutely fabulous. Maria Fei Artacho del Solar, full stretch there, getting the dig. Taliqua doing the rest, putting that ball in the sand.
So the German girls, they're let a few points slip now, so they're going to call a timeout. We're going to go down courtside. Randy, how are you seeing this one play out in the first set?
Well, some fantastic defense by Maria Fay for Australia. Really, as much as she gives up at height, she gets after every ball, and what an exciting player she really is. As a combination, this team has really come together, obviously winning 3 gold medals in the last tournaments that they played in Asia. They're on a roll. They really, really are meshing well together. Exciting times for them ahead.
Who would have thought, Ben Abbott, that the attacking beast of Randy Stoklos would praise a defensive player? Goodness me, what has the world come to? But he's unfortunately 100% correct, as he always is. What a astute judge of beach volleyball Stokey was. He probably got some digs in his day, I guess, Stokey, I guess. It's not just all blocks, I'd imagine.
Yeah, that's right. Mid-rally, caught out of position, have to switch things up, and the big man maybe doing the job in the backcourt.
We'll never know. 18-14. Great to have Randy courtside. He's such a great friend to Australian volleyball. It is Australia 18 leading Germany 14. So a bright start to Australia. And MFA's defence, as Randy pointed out, been really solid. But T. Clancy at the net is just becoming a menace. Here's an opportunity for her to really crush one. Maybe down the line she'll turn it. No, cross-court hard. She can pretty much hit that ball wherever she wants, mate.
Yeah, great setup there by Maria Fay. Just putting the ball in the spot. Taliqua backing herself and slamming it down to that back half metre of the court. Too hard to handle for the German defence.
Yeah, absolutely. For Kim Behrens and Sandra Idlinger, they are letting a handy little gap appear between them and Australia. They need to shut it down. MFA, well, she's absolutely on the money. Taliqua gives us something to use. Now Taliqua's got to get back. Do I stay and block? Oh, wow. Really clever play. I believe that was Sandra Idlinger that hit the second ball over. Virtually straight at Taliqua, but she saw she was really not set. She wasn't stable. So they needed something to break that run of points, and that was exactly what it was. So Germany with a bit of work to do. Probably pleasingly for the athletes, Ben, a bit of shade starting to come across. So the sun just starting to get to that sort of crucial point where you might get a bit of shade on the court. Yeah, absolutely. The hot, manly sun will gradually disappear, but the heat will definitely stay out here on centre court. Absolutely. 16-19 on another point to the Germans. We're going to change ends. You're watching a ladies' quarter-final match here on the FIVB World Tour of Beach Volleyball. Beautiful Sydney, Australia. Manly Beach, the hotbed of beach volleyball in this country. Site of many a famous victory, many a famous game of beach volleyball. And it is a wonderful serve, an ace. Do you mind? Sandra Idlinger, I believe that was. I'm going to go with that. I think it was the number 2. I think I'm right. But either way, it's a point on the board. 17-19, so a timely comeback for the Germans. Australia need to just calm it down. Oh, the back-to-back-to-back points. Well, this is really interesting. Once again, it's Kim Behrens asking for the crowd support. Her partner, Sandra Idlinger, on a fresh run of points. And a timeout will be called by Australia, so that's interesting. They're now back on a defensive setting. They still lead 19 points to 18. Randy, down there on the sand, things have changed a little slightly.
Yeah, they sure have. Germany scoring 3 points in a row, forcing the Australians to get into a timeout. Slow momentum the game down. It's very, very important to do this at this stage. All they have to do is basically get a good reception, pass, set, hit, get into a point game, put the pressure back on Germany, and the game will switch for them. But Germany's obviously not letting this one loose, and it's going to be an exciting one all the way to the end.
Absolutely. Randy Stoklos down there on the sand, 5-time world champion of beach volleyball. See the court systems working pretty hard out there. The volunteers, they do such a great job. So the Aussies at the top of screen. There you see Maria Fay and Taliqua. Kim and Sandra, the Germans, in the yellow tops at the bottom of screen. And it is Sandra Idlinger with the ball in hand, trailing 18-19. The Aussies really need to connect on this rally, put the pressure back on the Germans. Go to Taliqua again, which is interesting. Here's her opportunity. That's what they needed, Ben. That's a much better play.
Yeah, very, very tough to defend that sort of swing. We talk about the junior development of the volleyball world is high, long and strong, and that was a prime example of that, John.
Absolutely, well said. So it is 20-18. That is set point Australia. MFA serving a set point ball. Germany must win this point to keep the set alive. They cannot do it. I think that will be it, folks. So the first set in the bag. Maria Maria Fay Artacho del Solar, Taliqua Clancy have taken the first set 21-18 over Germany. When we come back from the break, folks, the hot quarter-final action will continue.
Still tickets. Very, very limited tickets and seats available for these beautiful, magnificent red seats. Hey, grandstand, how you feeling, man? Hey!
Welcome to centre court action, a women's match now underway. The crowd have just been introduced to the wonderful #1 seeded team from Australia, Maria Fay Artacho del Solar, and her partner, Taliqua Clancy. That is them on the right of screen. First set action they are playing. Jankar and Kotnik, the Slovenians. Good hustle. We've seen such difficult conditions here today in Manly Beach. Really warm. The sand, you can see, has been watered down. Really challenging the athletes. We've had an epic couple of men's semi-finals. This is now a quarter-final. The ladies battling it out to go through to the semi-finals of their competition. This is women's quarter-final action. The Australian girls in the green, Slovenia, the top of screen. Jankar and Kotnik. This is Taliqua Clancy teeing off on a jump serve. Well left, Fay in defence, sees it well. So underway. Of course, the winner of this goes through to the final four and their own opportunity to play a semi-final.
Big play by the Germans. Just rolling the ball over the top of the block, finding the vacant bit of court. Everybody reports it again. So #2, Sandra Idlinger. Serve by Germany. Quarterfinal up at 3-all. Quarterfinal matchup. The winner of this through to tomorrow's Super Sunday semi-final.
Match early stages here, Slovenia versus Australia. Welcome to the broadcast wherever you're watching. Hope you're enjoying the live stream. Jonathan Fogarty is my name. It's a privilege to be joined by my friend Ben Abbott. Ben, it is really tough conditions out there, surely.
Yeah, absolutely, John. The heat is...
Manly, the air temperature's only 25, but certainly the sand is really heated up, as we've said. There's not really much sea breeze coming through, so we've heard Kerry Potters talk about how it's turned into a little bit, not like an oven, it's almost a hot box in here, so conditions getting better and better. We're, of course, heading towards men's bronze and gold medal matches, so the men's event finishes today. We're going to go with one more ladies quarter-final, and then it's all about men's bronze and gold medal. Of course, the bronze medal game is going to be Chris McHugh and Damien Schumann from Australia up against a really good USA combination, William Kalinske and Miles Evans. So let's hope Australia can maybe get on the podium, which would be nice to see, Ben.
Absolutely, yeah. After a tough semi-final loss this morning, the Aussie boys in true Australian fashion will come out with a bit of extra fight in them, I reckon.
Yeah, I reckon they'll be pretty fight up, mate. I reckon you might be onto it. So tough serving Taliqua Clancy, asking plenty of questions worth not just a serve but a block as well. She's got some really timely touches, hasn't she? She's got a really nice kind of reach, and her timing seems pretty good at the moment.
Yeah, for somebody who started out as a defender and then being thrown in the deep end as a blocker. She's done very, very well for herself.
Hasn't she what? So we're underway. Ittlinger and Behrens looking for a way past, so they've got to turn outrageously back cross court from the middle. That's not a bad swing. Behrens and Ittlinger, they know they've got a job to do. They dropped the first set. If they drop the match, of course, they finish 5th place. But for the winner, a place in a semi-final, which is a wonderful achievement. So that's a nice transition ball, but well handled. The German defence staying patient. Mfei in the right place at the right time, but can't land it. So there you go. The Germans clever, keeping Mfei off the net, keeping her away from the attacking zone. So 6-all. Behrens and Ittlinger at the northern end of Manly Beach, serving short to Clancy. It's a nice pass and a nice set, and that's pretty simple stuff.
Easy done. High snap down the line there to Liquid Clancy. Get the job done. Point number 7 on the board for the Australians here. Maria Faye El Tocho Del Solar with ball in hand.
Recovery by the Germans there. Broken play.
Well, there you have it, the side change. Germany, Australia, neck and neck. This is a really close match. 21-18. The first set scoreline doesn't show much between the teams. I felt, though, Ben, that the Aussies controlled that first set pretty well. I didn't feel like they were really too threatened by the Germans.
No, I tend to agree. The Australians letting in a few concentration in lapsing concentration areas, and a few little technical execution areas there as well. And Germans stayed in touch, obviously fighting strong in defence, but yeah, the Aussies doing enough in the end to claim that first set.
Seem to have that next gear. They could take their game up when they needed it. And then little skill errors or oversets like that. Tia's getting a lot of blocks. I reckon that's probably her 6th block if I was paying more attention. But a lot of them have just been on those oversets where the German girls have just gone for maybe too tight a set, and Talika just waits and waits and then swats it down. So 9-7, 2-point lead again. Talika, short serve, she'll come in and cover up, and then just an absolute brain snap, the Germans, and they call a timeout. So we go to a 10-7 scoreboard now. Australia have leapt out to a bit of a lead. Stokey down there, Randy Stoklos on the sand. It seems like maybe the conditions are getting a little bit better, a little bit of shade. Any different down there now?
It certainly is. It seems like we've got a little coolness, a little bit of a breeze now coming through, which has obviously given the players a little bit of a relief. But ultimately, it's still a dog-eat-dog game here. Germany needs to win this second set to move this game on to obviously a third one. But the Australians right now playing tough. Taliqua putting up the umbrella on the top of the net, stopping those balls at the top of the net. Putting a lot of pressure on the Germans right now.
Absolutely. There's a man who knew a little bit about putting a bit of pressure on the net. And he could glare through the net at you as well, Ben Abbott. Stokey could. Let me tell you, he used all sorts of means to put a spiker off, not just his physical presence. So he knows a bit about blocking that man, that's for sure.
Yeah, I don't think I've quite heard the umbrella term.
No, that's a new
here
one.
in Australia. But
Never fails to surprise Randy Stoklos, that's for sure. Doing a great job down there courtside. Drinking in the action, so it is now 10-7. We are back on centre court. Talika Clancy, Maria Fayal Tacho del Solar for Australia, leading by 3, and more importantly, for them anyway, 1 set to love. Behrens and Ittlinger from Germany responding well. The timeout was called and they made the most of it. Ben, in those timeout situations, when you're the team having to call the timeout, do you want to say lots to your partner, or do you want to just switch off and just get your head in the game?
John, it's very dependent on the situation and how the game is tracking itself. Sometimes you just need to go and have a breather, a bit of a drink, refocus, and it might be a team refocus, could be an individual refocus. But, you know, sometimes you'll see them on the cameras. They'll sit there in silence, refocus, get back on court. They know the job that needs to be done.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Some teams is like, are they even talking to each other? But, you know, they've got their own shorthand. They've got their own way of communicating. So Germany trailing by 3, 11-8. This is a better play. Kim Behrens taking on the block of Talika Clancy. It's been really solid, but Germany know how to find a way through on this occasion. It's going to be Sandra Ittlinger for Germany who will serve, but her partner's just gone for a bit of a glass clean. We've seen this a lot today, that Sweat levels are high. We are good to go again. So 9-11, second set action, women's quarterfinal. Down here at beautiful Manly Beach, the FIVB World Tour of Beach Volleyball. But little serves like that. That seems to be the seam through the week, Ben, where they've served into that area. 12-9. Come back to that in a minute. We are in the technical timeout. Australia 12-9 lead. 1-0 the set score. Of course, we've got one more women's quarterfinal we're going to play. We're going to go back down to Randy, who's down there. Randy, the crowd kind of, it's come and gone. Are they finding their voice down there?
Yeah, it has, but they're a little subdued here. I think that the heat a couple hours ago took a lot out of them. But we've got a lot of people down here, a lot of people in the crowds, a lot of people on the boardwalk really enjoying VolleyFest 2017. And needless to say, great games are being played here in an important match right now in this quarterfinal right here. And a very, very important one for the girls on both sides to get to the semifinals.
There you go, Randy's. He is in the thick of it down there doing a great job. Court rakers and athletes, no one gets in Randy's way. Good on you, mate. Thank you. Doing a good job courtside. I'm joined in commentary with Ben Abbott. Ben, 12-9. Not panic stations yet for the Germans, but they can't let the Aussies get away from them here, can they?
No, correct. With the consistency of the Australians throughout this tournament, but also leading into this tournament as well, the Germans can't give away little errors like that, for example. Just helps and encourages the Aussies to extend their lead and push for more.
Okay, 13-9. Yeah, Ben is talking about the last three tournaments these ladies have played together. Internationally, they have won them all, 3 from 3. So that is, well, that is quite a record. They are one of the form teams right now in Asia, at the very least, if not the world. So there it is, just a super play. A kind of weird celebration. They didn't know, do I come together? Do I celebrate individually?
Yeah, Maria Fay throwing her hands up in the air, banging them together, getting the crowd involved. By looks of things, to try and get them through this match and seal it up 2-0.
Liqua this time serving some really tough balls, so the Germans really having a hard time on serve reception. And then it's turning into pressure at the net. Gee, they needed that. I can't help but think that was a big point. Scoreboard now 14-9. I think in favour of Australia now becomes 14-10. So Germany 10, Australia 14. This is Fay. She's going to run the back set. No, the front set just faking us all out, but it's well read. The Germans, where it counts. They'll get another opportunity. Talika sees the opportunity, says, let's have it. I've had enough of that. Let's bring up point 15.
You see the difference in setting there. Maria Fay, Otocha Dosala, and Talika Clancy always put the ball on the spot, giving the attacker options. And the Germans can't quite find that consistency in putting the ball in the right space, ready for that attack.
Yeah, absolutely so. Oh, the second ball response. Oh, that's okay. That works. We've been talking in the commentary, Ben, back in the 1800s when I used to play. If you two-balled your partner, it was a sign of disrespect. It was a kind of an admission that you didn't have any faith in your partner. But nowadays, it's turned into a legitimate and appropriate attacking weapon, hasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's quite an exciting play as well. It takes a lot of skill to initially put that ball on the spot to set up a two-ball play. But yes, back in your day, it might have been something completely different.
The evolution of the game it continues, as it should. Good to see these exciting young athletes coming through and redefining the way the game is played. Fay certainly has redefined the way the game is played. That's a nice play, straight down. So we will change ends. Really good signs for Australia in this match. They won the first set over the German combination. And they are out to a very, very healthy 17-11 lead. Of course, they won the first 21-18. They look almost in the box seat, Ben Abbott. I'm not calling them home yet, but I'd rather be them than the Germans right now.
I don't know, quietly confident, but yeah, with players like this, Maria Fay, Otocha Dosala, get the dig. I may have just thrown a jinx or a spin ball out of there.
I think I started that one. I think that's on me, buddy. So 12-17, the Germans hang tough, 5-point lead. Fay will go back and clean the sunglasses and reconfigure. It's there for them. The Aussies can sense it. They want to get through to Sunday. They want to be in the Final Four and perform in front of their friends and family on the home sand. So plenty to play for. The Germans, of course, well, they absolutely want to keep going as well. The loser again takes 5th. This is a quarterfinal on the FIVB World Tour. That set's going to get close but well handled. Gosh, I thought for a moment that was going to be blocked.
Yeah, floating tight to that net, but yeah, like you say, the Germans handling that very, very well. Cheeky pokey across the net. Just out of reach of the Australian defence there. 13 points, serving 17.
Hard-driven jump serve from the Germans, but the ball's sitting up nicely and just so much time. There's something about Taliqua. She leaps pretty high. She's got the long levers, but she also has the option then to drop a shoulder on the way down and delay that shot as long as possible. Really made it a really hard ball to read and get. So Australia 18-13. You see Ittlinger and Behrens now changing sides of the court. Maybe they're going to try and mess with the Aussies, but instead MFA's going to mess with them, the ace. Oh, that is a heartbreaker.
Always tough seeing the ball get a little trick on the net and just land right in front of you. Not a lot you can do at all, unfortunately. The Germans just sneaking that one through there, utilising the net on their terms this time. Putting the ball in the sand, hanging tough late in this second set. Germany go back to serve, 14 points to 19.
5 points adrift. Gosh, they need a couple, and a couple in a hurry, the Germans, if they're going to stay alive in this FIVB World Tour event. Oh, goodness me. That is some world-class heat. Taliqua Clancy, no block of the net, and she has absolutely pounded that away. And ladies and gentlemen, 1-7 in 2014. It is multiple match points. The Germans change sides again. I don't think that'll help them. It is match point Australia. Australia on the cusp of a spot in the final four. MFA. Well, a little bit of pride left in the Germans, that is absolutely for sure.
You'll find the World Tour, there is no dying when it comes to the back end of the sets and the matches. It's do or die. It's go for everything, back yourself, and fight right to the end.
Now she crushed that one. So 15-20, still 5 match points for Australia. They still have plenty of breathing space. Any mistake by the Germans means it's over, and unfortunately for Kim Behrens and Sandra Ittlinger, they will drop the second set and indeed the match, 21-15. And congratulations to Maria Fay Artacho del Solar. Taliqua Clancy go through to a final four for the Germans. They'll finish 5th place. And Ben Abbott, that was, it must be said, a reasonably comprehensive victory to the Australians.
Yeah, absolutely. The consistency stayed with the Australians all throughout that match, and very much so in control, with some great scramble plays, building the confidence as the match went on, and obviously putting that ball in the sand as much as they could, getting the job done here. So the Australians win 2-0.
And they looked good, didn't they? I think they comfortable. Some people don't cope. I've talked to Kerry Pottas and others about the hometown pressure, if that's even a thing. MFA just seems to come out and thrive in front of her manly, support crew, doesn't she? These are her people. This is her beach.
Oh, adrenaline takes over in the centre court action, and yeah, like you say, Jonathan, the crowd definitely lifts you to a whole nother level, and I guess take you through and push you through to the final stages of the match.
Well, that was a wonderful victory by the Australian combination, beating the Germans. We're just waiting for a courtside interview. We'll go to that in a moment. The victorious combination. Coming up next match, we've got one more Australian women's match, Lou Borden, Jess Namo. But we are getting readiness. I think we're nearly there. We're going to have Taliqua Clancy and MFA. Steve, down to you with the ladies.
Thank you very much, guys. Look, it was a comprehensive victory. You must be pleased.
Yeah, we're extremely pleased with the way that we played. We're very patient, and again, we believed in what we could bring. And the German team, they're a really strong team, and they pushed us around there, so we knew we had to bring our best.
I know you guys talk about trust and belief. It's obviously there. It's really developing.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's what really just keeps us really composed and calm in each rally, whether we drop a side out or not. So, yeah, that always helps.
The Germans were obviously very strong, but who do you look ahead to and say, well, we've got to get over the top of them?
I actually, to be honest, haven't looked. We're just going game by game. So we'll just recover now and prepare for tomorrow.
All right, well done, guys. Congratulations. Good win. Back to you.
Thank you, Mr. Steve Hart, doing a fabulous job as always. There you go, the girls not looking ahead, Ben. They're just waiting to see what comes. They're in the moment. They're in their zone, and they look really composed and really good.
Yeah, absolutely. You'd see the confidence in how they conduct themselves on and off the court, and it's a really good mentality, game by game and point by point. And Yeah, very excited to see them once again tomorrow out on centre court at Manly Beach.
Absolutely. Well, that's that match. Women's quarterfinal completed. Australia have defeated Germany. Congratulations, Faye and Taliku. Coming up next, we've got Japan and Australia, another women's quarterfinal match.
Quarterfinal action, the Australian Volleyroos. Another pairing. Geez, you're spoiled, Manly. Taking on Japan. Because make sure you've got your seats the best in the house. Get your tickets, of course.